Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Active Love Adoptions podcast. My name's Alyssa, and this is my mom, Heidi. And today we're with Serafia, who is an adoptee and a singer, and has been so kind to kind of share her experience with adoption with us. So thank you so much for coming.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes. So you can go ahead and tell us your adoption story. Your mom, how old you were when you were adopted, if you were newborn, or and how all that worked.
Yeah. It's not to be anticlimactic, but there's really not a story. I was just
Mm.
born and I um I always knew I was adopted. I was adopted at birth.
Okay.
And I guess the only reason that makes it very obvious that I was adopted is that everybody in my family is a different race. And
Yeah.
that's the only real thing that shows that I'm adopted. there's no
Yeah.
other real markers of that other than the physical, because we walk together into a restaurant and I'm like, this is my dad, this is my mom, this is my brother. And it's shocking to people because every one of us looks different. No one looks alike. And I'm very tall and my family's not. And um, yeah, I'm going to be really, really honest. I didn't even know people were interested in my family until I started doing casual posts about it back 2024. And the TikTok posts blew up, and I was like, oh, people care about this? People think
Yeah.
that this is interesting? I really had no clue because I
Mm.
had been living this way my whole life and I never thought I was different.
Yeah.
Um, until I started sharing my story. And yeah, I mean, I was adopted at birth. My brother was adopted at birth. Um, I was born in Iowa. I was born in small town in Mason City, Iowa. Um, my brother was born in Iowa as well. His mother was from Korea, and she came to the States to give birth. I actually don't know why. I would need to like ask a little bit more about that.
Okay.
But
That's
my
interesting.
what was that?
I said that's interesting that she came to the
Yeah.
States to have
Yeah,
him.
yeah. She was from like my I know my brother's biological parents are a lot harder to find.
Yeah.
She was a single mom, so it might be almost impossible to find his biological father. Not that he has to,
Yeah.
that's another thing is that there's a lot of you have to go find them and it's like I don't feel anybody
And
does.
Yeah.
But let's see. I I came home at 10 days. My adoption was open. So when I was put up for adoption, my biological mother did say that she could be contacted and for any reason, anything like that. And yeah, that's the extent of the adopted side of me is
mhm.
really just being born and have an arranged adoption.
Okay.
Everything else after that for me is just my family and is just my my crazy brother and my crazy Filipino mom and my hippie dad, my hippie Iowa boy Midwestern dad. So that's really the extent of my story.
Okay.
I think
Everything
we
else
kind of
is
have like similar. I mean, I was adopted at birth too, and I've like kind
mhm.
of always known. So it's kind of like that's just normal. Like that's just how it is.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in my family, my mother is Kathy Kunkel. She's actually the owner of the adoption agency that we work
Oh,
for and that
okay.
this is done through. But I have 8 siblings who are adopted out of 10 of us.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Awesome.
so adoption's always been a huge part of our lives. And my children, I have siblings younger than my own kids. So
Yeah.
it's just, yeah,
It's just
we're a big,
normal.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, our life is. And so
That's cool.
I think that what we're reaching out to try to get people's stories because there's so much hate going around for adoption right now, and that adoptees are traumatized and
Mhm.
away
Yeah.
from,
Always so awful.
yeah, and
Yeah.
experiences are horrible. And we wanted to get that there is bad experiences, and we understand that, but there's also good, and not everybody has the same experience. So it's just a matter of telling all the different sides of the story instead of just looking at one and telling people how they should feel about being adopted.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that one of the things that I've really learned about, I just want to make sure that post went through. Sometimes these posts don't go
No,
through.
I know. I
um,
understand that.
okay, yeah. Um, I think because people don't know, it sounds taboo, you know, it sounds like a recipe for abandonment issues, and it sounds like um sad, I guess, a little bit, like
Yeah.
the visuals of your baby giving up for adoption, and you're handing this child over, or you're at a fire station, and you know there's a
Yeah.
lot of visuals that people see on TV and what they think, and I don't think there's enough positive examples that people talk about. And that was one of the missions that I have with just doing my posts, is just showing how quirky and hilarious and like funny my relationship with my mom is, just like
Yeah.
anybody else.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of people from the Philippines that are so enamored with my relationship with my mom because
Mhm.
of the cultural differences. You know,
Yeah.
she's like, Filipino moms are so specific in how they mother, and how they, and Filipino culture in general is so specific in how they bring up their children, that a lot of people are just so interested, like in how I was brought up, and my like what culture that I identify with, being a
Yeah.
woman of color, and
Yeah.
having nobody in my family as a woman of color, and my mother being Filipino.
Yeah.
And I think that's the place that the good conversations start, because in our country there's such a mix of cultures everywhere, and such an identity that we have, that we attach to cultures, especially as a black woman. And so it's
Yeah.
like people are interested in like, how are you a black woman but your mom's Filipino? And I'm like, I'm Filipino too, and I'm black. And you
Yeah.
know, it's like, that's interesting for people. That,
Yeah.
I think, is what people find interesting, because there's not a lot of examples of that.
Yeah.
It's very different for sure.
Well,
Yeah,
and I think that you're a product of both, right?
of
Because,
course.
and you can be more than just one thing,
You can be, and that's
right?
very challenging for people to
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
That's very challenging for people to understand, and that's part of the mission that I didn't know that I was going to start doing this, but now that I've seen the comments and I see what people are
Mhm.
talking about, I
Yeah.
kind of want to take more of a leadership role on like showing and living that you can really embody, mm, and be a part and feel connected to and identify with multiple cultures.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, we have multiple cultures here, and yeah, I think that that's, like you said, that people have a hard time thinking that you can be a part of two different ones. It's
for
like you
sure.
have to pick which
Yeah.
one I do. I'm both because, one
Yeah.
one is probably is born in you, and the other one you're raised that way. So
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell my poor daughter that she couldn't be more like me than if she came out of my
No, it's
stomach.
weird.
Yeah. I mean, y'all look alike, you know,
And
like,
it's like,
It's like similarities and like mannerisms and like
eh,
how we talk and
yeah, and how she
100%.
thinks. It's just
Yeah.
my sister always calls her my mini me because
hmm
we're
a
there's
lot of like
it's
it's
crazy.
insanely
And yeah,
crazy.
and that's the thing is, I think that people have a hard time with that too. So I don't.
I
I
think they do.
yeah, I'm glad that you're talking about it because there's just so much negative about all of it. So,
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It's
and
definitely something that should be talked about.
yeah, and your mother's darling. I saw some of your posts.
Oh,
She's
they're so
hilarious.
cute.
She's a firecracker, like, Filipino moms do not play. They
No.
do not play. And I did a post yesterday, like, I'm not absolved from the wrath of the Filipino mother just
Yeah.
because I'm adopted. No,
No.
I feel the full wrath
Well, she's
of
your mom. She's your mom. Yeah.
biological,
It
adopted
doesn't
does
matter.
not matter.
Mm-mm.
That's the Filipino mama, and I'm gonna
Mhm.
get the Filipino mama upbringing,
Yeah, you
you
are.
know?
Well, and that's the thing though, is that I mean, she's my child. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter that she came from someone else, delivered her. She's my baby. So I'm gonna raise her like that, just like your mom.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if you're adopted or biological. It's
Mm-hmm.
you're mine and this is how I'm raising you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
there shouldn't be a difference in it. I couldn't have any biologically, so all four of my children were adopted too. So
Awesome.
and then we're a transracial family.
Yeah.
So there I have four African American, two girls, two boys, and then my husband and I are Caucasian. So
Oh, awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that I like talking about on my page too. I do more posts about that on TikTok, talking about my dad keeping me in line, not in line, but my dad introducing me to Black culture through literature and through
okay.
music. And that's actually, he's semi responsible for how I got into jazz because
Mhm.
he wanted me, where he grew up in rural Midwest. He really didn't have any access to Black culture. He grew up in the universities, the university system. His dad was the dean of
Okay.
students at the University of Iowa, my grandfather.
Mhm.
And when he adopted me, he went to the university and talked to one of the professors, who was also Black, and he asked him. He was like, how do I navigate this? How do I navigate um, adopting a Black child, a child of color
Mhm.
in this country, which there's been some tensions with that. You know,
Yeah.
him
Yeah.
as a Caucasian man, how should he navigate this?
Yeah.
And the professor said, just give her confidence. Just give her confidence.
Mhm.
There's nothing really else you can do. Just give them good sense of self. Give them
Yeah.
good self esteem, and that's really everything else they're going to have to deal with on their own. But if they
Yeah.
go out there with that sense of self, they'll be okay to handle it. And I think that I did well with that. I mean, I I think I came out okay. But
You seem like you're doing great.
yeah, I think so. But I thought that was interesting. Last time I went home to visit my dad, I kind of wanted to talk to him about that and film it. And I think it's mostly on my TikTok. It might be on my YouTube also. But
Okay.
um, I just don't like to hear him talk about his experience with that. It's very fascinating for me.
Yeah.
But that was the biggest thing I took away from that was that he was intentional about making sure that I still felt connected to my DNA. And
Yeah.
it was through music. It
Yeah.
was through music. And he took me to blues festivals and jazz festivals and exposed me to James Baldwin, the author. And so I read the I read the autobiography of Malcolm X when I was in sixth grade.
Oh,
He gave
wow.
me a copy of that, and
Mhm.
um,
That's
it
a heavy
was
story for sixth grade.
it's a heavy story for sixth grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, my dad's a priest, so he was around a lot. I heard heavy stories when I was a kid. You
Yeah.
know, he'd be on call to go do last rites for people all the time, and I would hear stories when I was a kid about him holding someone's hand through death. And so I had a deeper. I think I just was maybe a little more. I had a heightened sharpness when I was
Yeah.
a
You're a
kid.
little more grown up than
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
By
Because it was
nature
just a
of
lot.
my
Yeah. Just
yeah. So
understand that.
yeah, so that I like those types of conversations with my dad, just what did you think, And it's really, it's just confidence and love, everything else.
Yeah, I think we have a social worker that is with the agency, and he's Black. And we've had many people ask him how he feels about it,
Mm-hmm.
being a Black man. And he's like, as long as the child's going into a home that's going to love them, because they're going to have outside of the home, they're going to get those lessons,
Yep.
because it's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
And the best thing for them is to have someone in a place that they feel safe going home to, and that they know they're going to get hugged and told they're loved and comforted when those bad things happen.
Yeah.
So, and that's one thing I hope my children always had, that they knew that they were loved, and I would fight tooth and nail to get them whatever they needed,
Yeah.
um, and do whatever I could to help them. So,
That's what's important.
yeah, that's what I think so too. But seems like everyone wants to divide us, instead of, come on, let's just create one big happy family. Sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, like we're all like going all through this life together. Like there's no reason for everybody to be like,
Picking people apart.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's because preconceived notions or stories that they've heard, I think, and they like we were saying, there hasn't maybe been enough positive examples that people have seen for them to have another opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. And that can be, um, I think that sometimes the negative things just get pushed more.
That's
Um,
nature, yeah. You
yeah,
focus on
yeah,
negatives
I
more.
think so. And because I do the posting for the agency, so I'm on the Facebook, all of that stuff. And I have to tell you, I get some things and I'm just like, why do people have to go so extreme and mean? If you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say.
Yeah.
The old school, don't say anything at all if you don't have
It's
anything nice to say. It's just,
Yeah, I don't get it. Like I always like hear stories about like people saying that they found out they were adopted or they feel betrayed or and I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't feel that way. Like that's always like been like so weird to me that there's like so many of stories like that, but not like me and you. They're just like, oh, I'm adopted. That's just whatever.
It's not as exciting.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not as exciting because it's like, no, we're just normal. There's nothing really like, it's just, that's not juicy,
Yeah, it's not.
it's not
Yeah,
dramatic.
it does like sound like kind of boring because we're just like, oh yeah, that's just a cool thing, but there's like a lot of people. It's just like kind of like disheartening to read that. Kind of makes me sad that there are people that have had like bad experiences or
And those experiences do need to be acknowledged and because they do exist. I don't know the statistics of like how many families are adopted and how many transracial families. Like, I would have to maybe look a little bit more of the data to kind of see like, or social work data to see how the adoption system is because I don't really know.
I don't have statistics either, but I do know that the majority work out and don't have problems. The ones that it's a small minority that have it's just that's who you hear. And, it's the
Yeah,
squeaky wheel gets the attention. So when
yeah.
there's a problem, more people are drawn to that than, like you said, the boring stories of the ones that work out. Um, I have a hard time with people saying that it's trauma, that the child's starting with trauma because they were
Mm.
placed, for adoption. That's hard for me to hear as an adoptive mom, because I don't want any of my kids to have to feel like, it was a trauma that they were pulled away from another mother to be with me. And I think that that's a misconception too, um, because in my case with my four adoptions, the birth mom chose that. It wasn't that, the state went in and took the kids away and they were placed. It wasn't those. That wasn't how ours worked. But I think that that's what a lot of people kind of feel, that that's how the adoptions are, and it's not. And that yours was, I have to say that yours was open. How, do you mind me asking how old you are?
When I was adopted?
No, how old you are now?
Oh, 42.
Okay,
Yeah.
because that you had an open adoption, that is astonishing.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that wasn't very common. Like it's way more common now for open adoptions than
yeah, it was.
even back when I was adopted,
Yeah,
open
and she's
adoption was.
Okay.
30,
Yeah.
and so all four of mine are closed. And so
Mm.
the last probably 10 to 12 years is when open adoptions, and especially now, last five, I would say it's just gone mostly open. But that yours was open then,
In 1982, yeah.
it's unheard of.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't
unheard
know
of.
that.
And so
Wow.
I don't know how much contact you had with your birth mothers,
Yeah.
but we encourage the birth moms to do open, and the families, because it we feel like it's beneficial for everyone involved, if you can be a little bit, even just a little bit open, because
Yeah.
it gives contact, and it gives a way for us, you know, as an agency, if something came up in family history, or if the adoptive family needed to find something out for health reasons or something for the
Mhm.
child, we could reach out and see if we can find out for them. When you
Yeah.
when you do a closed adoption, it's just cut and dry, and there's nothing we can do. Our hands are tied.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the open adoptions now are more common, and there's different degrees of openness than, yeah, it's insane that you had an open adoption.
Yeah. And I mean, I didn't even think anything of it. I just know that my dad, even when I was a kid, he always told me, she said to contact us for anything, if we ever needed anything, if we ever
Mhm.
wanted family history. I think the only thing that popped up for the health stuff was like one respiratory thing, which I had as a child, which is now gone. And um, yeah, it was just, I'd never thought about the option of open or closed. I always just knew that my
Yeah,
dad said if you ever wanted to reach out to her, we have all of her information, and he gave me her information when I was a teenager, and it just never was. I mean, I didn't know the statistics on that, so that's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're mostly closed. So, well, they used to be.
Mhm.
Now, not so much. So,
Interesting.
yeah. Well, yeah, it is. How it's changed, and how
Yeah.
it goes along with just like a community. It takes a community to raise a family, a child, like
Definitely.
that type of thing. And I think that with adoption, it's just extending your family, um, by not just adopting the child, but kind of adopting the birth mom, and that
Mhm.
and that family and the birth mom
Mhm.
involved. But it's just an extension, right? A family. So,
Absolutely.
and I've seen it. I mean, I've been doing this podcast almost 2 years, I think now.
Yeah.
But the stories that seem to be more successful are the ones that have a somewhat open adoption, with the adopted child. We've had some birth moms where the child was actually going to school with the birth mom, college. They were at the same college, and she was living with them while she was going to school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stories.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Tons of cool stories like that. So,
I think for me personally, I my family is so full and I feel like so spoiled and like I there's no need for me personally to have an extra of that. If it came around, that'd be cool, I guess, but I'm like I'm so obsessed with my mom that I'm just like thinking that I even came from somebody else is actually kind of weird to me.
Yeah.
Like thinking that
I get what you're feeling too. I'm the same way.
yeah,
I'm like, this is my family. Like I don't That's just that's it. Like I don't need to search for anybody else. I mean, yeah, there's
yeah.
stuff, but these are the people that I've surrounded myself with and have loved me and always been here. So yeah, I feel that. Like there really isn't for me too, there really isn't a need for anything extra.
Yeah, I don't feel, and I empathize with the people who do. I don't feel a void. I don't, I didn't, I'm fortunate to not have that feeling of feeling like a void that a lot of
Yeah.
maybe other adopted kids feel.
Yeah. Well, again, because I listened to the different people we've interviewed and classes that I've taken working at the adoption agency, my poor kids, I've gone to them all and I'm like, do you want to find your biological? I've sat down with each of them individually because I don't want them to feel like that I would be hurt by it or anything. You know, I'm here to help you if that's what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And all of them have said no, that they're good. So I'm like, okay, because you don't have to lie to me. You can tell me the truth. Because as adopted parents, I think most of the time we're led to believe that that's just what's going to normally happen is that they're going to want to find their biological parents.
Yeah, yeah. It's
You
not
know,
always true.
yeah, and then that's just the natural progression. And so when it came up with my kids, I'm like, are you sure? You know, you can tell me the truth if that's something that you want. So, but yeah, each of them they've said, no, they're good.
I mean, I would maybe want to like see pictures, just kind of curious about that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like that's why my nose looks like that, or like, oh,
Yes.
where I get that from.
Yes. I understand that. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a curiosity for like,
Mhm.
oh wow, I have the same forehead, or
Yeah.
little almost trivial types of desires just to see stuff like that. I understand that.
Well, Alyssa, I think Alyssa has a benefit though, because I had her biological sister we adopted too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
They're 10.5 months apart.
Wow. Interesting.
So same biological mother and father.
Wow.
So I'm like, you kind of know.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
got
You
some.
have
I do have
some
a little bit
other
of an advantage. Yeah.
DNA duplicate to kind of, yeah,
Yeah.
To
that's
bounce off
cool.
with them, and you can
Yeah.
see, yeah, you can see their similarities,
Mhm.
which is funny though, because my girls are biological sisters, but my boys are from different. Um, they have different biological parents than the girls.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one of my sons that looks similar to her,
Mm-hmm.
and then my other son looks similar to my other daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
So it's like kind of all worked out. We all
Yeah.
do kind of look like each other in
Yeah.
too. So that's been
That's cute.
yeah.
That
So
is adorable.
yeah,
I love that.
yeah, so it works out. But when you said that you guys are like in United Nations, your family's kind of our family's like that too.
Yeah.
So because my sisters, I've got two biracial brothers and two Korean sisters,
Oh,
and then
awesome.
we have two African American brothers and two sisters that are
Mhm.
So,
That's amazing.
and then I'm biological, and then I have one other sibling that's biological. So we're when we walk in, it's like, hello.
Yeah.
That is so cute. I love that.
So we've got everything. And
Yes.
I
so
can relate. I love that.
yes,
I can
yeah.
relate.
Yeah. My sister that's Korean, she's married to a Caucasian man, and they've had two biological children, but then they've adopted two Black children.
Oh my God, that's so cool. I just love like everyone, we're all related. Come on. Come on.
Yes,
Yeah.
it
Come
is.
on.
It is.
And it's cool to like, cause my Korean aunts, they've really like been like able to, like, excuse me, explore more of their like Korean heritage.
Are they Korean American or Korean Korean?
They were
They're
actually
from
born in
Korea.
Korea. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
They
Cool.
were born in Korea
Yeah.
and then the orphanage.
And so we've been able to like learn like a bit about them, like with their food and all that kind of
Well, they
That's
stuff.
bring
cool.
They bring it,
yeah.
yeah, they like kind of like bring all that in. And I'm sure you have that too with your mom and your brother have been able to experience like more of different cultural
Oh, we
backgrounds like
don't do
along
that.
them.
Why aren't you cooking food like that? I'm
I could learn.
I'm like my poor children because I'm half German and that's mostly what they're getting. So yeah,
Yeah.
German food.
German food is good though.
Yeah.
I'm into schnitzel. I'm into like sausages, I guess.
Yeah.
Schnitzel, beer. I love beer.
Mhm. Goulash is like the big thing. My
Goulash
my
is what we like.
yeah, my
Oh,
father.
that's cool. Is that Russian? I thought that was Russian. Yeah,
I don't know, but
maybe.
he makes it with spetzel. We eat
Oh,
it on spetzel, and yeah, it's yummy.
sounds
It's
good.
all day, but
It's very good.
yeah, there's a few things that and then that my grandmother would always make just the traditional red cabbage, and that's just like apple juice and applesauce, and just like let it steam in that all day.
I'm into it. I'm into it
It's so
all.
good though. It's so
Yeah.
I love it.
I grew up eating a lot of Filipino food. My mom cooks at home a lot and she does a
Oh
lot
my
of
gosh, yeah,
cooking.
yeah.
So, I mean, all my aunts are all Filipino. I have like
It's
7,000
okay.
cousins.
I have to say, Filipino, it's like a big party.
It's a party. People
Oh, I
don't
mean,
realize like Filipinos are like
they like to party.
Mexicans. They like to
Yes,
party
Yes.
and they like to have fun and dance
they're
and
dancing.
karaoke.
Mhm,
Like
yeah.
anytime I see some Filipinos when I'm walking by like in the park
Mhm.
and I'm like, those are my people right there.
People.
Those
Yeah.
are my people. There's a karaoke machine. There's lumpia. There's ponce. I'm like, y'all are my people, and y'all don't even know y'all are my
Don't know.
Yeah,
people.
you don't even realize that I
You don't
connect with you guys
realize that
so
I'm your
good.
people.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, because
It's
we have friends and man, their parties are parties.
Lots
oh
of
So
yeah,
dancing, lots of food, lots of music.
yeah, just you eat, you dance, and then you eat again. So
it's amazing. Yes.
I
And
just
I
I
I
love
live
it.
in LA, so there's a huge Filipino community in Los Angeles. I think it's the biggest next to Quezon City or Manila.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so just having access to Filipino food out here is just like, oh, so I mean, LA is a huge city, you know. We got
Yes, it
so
is.
much food,
Yeah.
so
But
much
like
food.
that helps you feel like home.
Well, it's just I lived in places that weren't this diverse before, and so it's beautiful to be able to go and just see other Filipinos walking around. I'm like, this is my auntie. Like,
Yeah.
ah, my mom. I'm like, they don't even know. I'm like,
Oh.
So do
mom.
you live in California? Your parents are they still in was it Ohio you said?
No, no, they live here. They
Oh, they
live,
live.
yeah, we moved to California when I was two. So
Oh, okay.
we moved from Iowa to California when I was two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
you've been there your whole life. So that's basically your home.
Well, I lived in Texas for 17 years.
Oh,
So
you did?
I know I went to college in Texas and I
Okay.
ended up staying for several years after. And I actually moved back to California about 7 years ago. And my family lives up in like the Monterey area, and my brother lives up there too.
Yeah.
But I live down here in Southern California. Yeah.
Okay. She was born in Texas.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was born in California, so
Oh, cool.
that's where my mom was from.
Cool.
Yeah. We have to
Yeah.
go back there all the time for Disneyland.
Oh, yeah. I love how close Utah is because I mean, like I said, I drove from Monument Valley and I took my dad through like, I mean, it's southern Utah, but
Yeah.
still part of it.
It
Yeah.
is. No, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Southern Utah's beautiful, and
It's so
that's the one
pretty.
thing that's amazing because we got the red rocks here,
I
and
know.
we have the other type of
You can
mountain.
come up here and go skiing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
We got it all.
Hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So usually, like how we like to. Oh, do you want to talk about your music? How and you said your dad helped get you kind of into your music.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that I will say about my family is that like I felt secure enough to follow my passions and to follow my dreams because not that's a privilege not everybody has
Yeah.
to have the confidence to pursue a career of art and things that you're
Yeah.
passionate about. And I do give a lot of credit to my parents, even though Filipino moms, they want you to get into something that's a little more stable, maybe
Mhm.
medicine or
Yeah.
something like that. But she eventually got over it and she's happy. But my dad did really facilitate my love of music and my love of jazz and my love of art. And I really found that I wanted to pursue that. And I've been a professional musician for 12 years now, and I've it's been wonderful. I write music all day. I get hired to do studio sessions. I love being a writer and an artist, and it's just been an amazing journey. And one
Yeah.
of the things that I put in my profile on my Spotify was that my upbringing, my diversity has really allowed me to be able to connect with people from all walks of life. And it's helpful as an artist when you're traveling and when you're sharing your music to be able to connect with people from all walks of life. So it really, being adopted has been a huge catalyst in me just having the confidence to just like go for it.
Yeah. That's amazing. And that's
Mhm.
good too to hear, that it's helped you with that catalyst. Is there anything you think that people that are looking to adopt, if they're going to adopt transracially, do you have any advice for that?
You know what? I do. And I think that what my dad said is the thing that I cling to the most when it comes to adopting transracial kids. I think having the awareness that you are adopting a child that is going to have a different experience and going to be seen differently than you are is important, and not to take that for granted and just think that love is the only thing that matters in that sense, to really be aware that you're going to be seen differently than I am. I've had a different experience than you. My dad, the whitest of white from the Midwest, but he didn't have any connection to Black culture. So he
Yeah.
knew he had to figure out how to parent coming from that place and not just think that it didn't matter because it does, type of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And what you said with making sure that the home is stable and that there's love to come back to, that's huge. And
Yeah.
that is kind of what my dad did. The
Yeah.
confidence, having
Yeah.
confidence at home, that's the biggest marker of how you're going to be going out into the world,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So having the awareness that your experience is going to be different from that other child's experience, but at the core of it, making that home a loving place is going to be the success, the telltale sign of the success of the whole thing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
definitely.
know, because
Yeah.
all of our problems, I watch a lot of like mental health podcasts, and a lot of problems come from caregiving, inconsistent caregiving, or consistent caregiving. When you go to therapy, all the issues people talk about, it's like, okay, how was your home life? And it's like very loving. Okay, well, we have the foundation of that very loving home. Like, the problems that come into your life are going to be probably much less.
Yeah.
And I actually have a lot less issues than a lot of my really close friends who aren't adopted.
Yeah.
A lot
Well,
of my
see,
friends,
I'm
yeah,
glad you said that
yeah.
because I think people always want to say it's because of the
Oh
adoption
my God, no. Sorry,
and
I
the
get
trauma
long-winded.
that.
I just went on a little rampage, but
Yeah.
yeah,
No, you're
I
good.
could talk for hours,
You're
but
no, you're no, that's good. No, because I agree with you. I feel like that a lot of people just think it's only because they're adopted, but so many people have so many problems that stay with their biological family. They have just as much or more in
Yeah,
some
that's not
cases.
like the sole reason
Yeah.
for.
no, I mean, I'll tell you, I have 10, let's just take like my 5 closest friends who aren't adopted.
Yeah.
My upbringing is better than all of theirs.
Yeah.
I haven't my I don't want to say their name, I won't, but like my last relationship, my home life was much better, and they're not adopted.
Yeah.
I don't think even it has anything to do with being adopted. It's
Yeah.
just
No.
the parenting style.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
I mean, I've heard you could turn on Netflix documentaries and find horror stories of people. I mean, there's a
Every
whole,
day.
the first, I mean, I true crime. You could go on a
Yeah.
rampage
Oh my
looking up
goodness. Yeah.
family stuff that's from biological, you know?
Yes,
So
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
it
It's
doesn't really have anything to do, it's with adopted or not. It's not,
no,
that's not a marker.
no, and I don't think that I
It's a
mean,
lazy marker. It's a
yeah.
lazy marker.
I mean, in some cases it might be. I think it's all individual because of
True.
person and I mean who you are inside, if it's going to affect you greatly and how you're
Yeah.
being raised. Um, but I don't think it should be the sole reason that they, that people will say, oh, it's because they're adopted, they're this way.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just a blanket excuse, that people will throw on stuff. But
Yeah, it's lazy.
yeah, it is. And it's not true.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not true. So, okay. So that's advice. Okay. Did she answer both questions?
Well, how about any like advice for other adoptees out there? Anything like adoptees that are just like listening, like anything that you think would be of value for people that are adopted to know?
I don't know. I guess it just depends on where they're at with how they feel about their life, you know? Because, I mean, I don't know. I don't think that unless that there was like a specific question, like just I don't really know. I don't know what type of I guess maybe there's more specific question related to that because like I said, it's almost a non-issue. It's like
Yeah.
how is adoption? It's like I don't know how to tell somebody else to be adopted. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Because it's their story.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's their story just as much as
Yeah.
it's your story and your story.
Yeah.
It's like
Mhm.
it's a little too broad. It's such
Mhm.
it and it's actually a good thing
Yeah.
because it's not defined enough. Being
Yeah.
adopted isn't it's not an issue as it just itself
By
enough
itself.
to
Yeah.
give somebody advice on it. You know,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
how to be a single mother. Okay, there's a list of things that you can talk about. It's like how to be adopted. It's like, I don't know, man, you know,
How
keep
to
living
be
Yeah.
life
And
adopted.
like
and
it's like kind of hard to word because like I get like what you're saying too, and I'm like I don't know how to put it, like what I'm trying to say.
I know, I'm like,
It's like I think I get what you're saying, and I'm like I get what I'm thinking, but it's just like
okay,
I feel like as adoptees, like we shouldn't like use that as like a way to define us.
for
You know,
sure.
it's just who you are, and just kind of just embrace it.
There you go. That's perfect. That's actually probably what I wanted to say too.
Yeah.
It's not, there we go. Actually,
Yeah,
that's
because like yeah,
beautiful.
I'm like I think like we're like kind of like on the same wavelength because I'm like
Totally.
advice is probably like not like the best thing to like say, but like just like us as adoptees, I think we all should just not use that as something to define us or hold us back or just things like that.
Yeah, it doesn't define you. If you feel some type of way about it, that's okay. If
Yeah.
you feel like you want to dig and find your biological family, that's okay. If you don't want to find them, that's okay too.
Yeah.
Um, it's it it's just how it is. Keep living your life, and
Mhm.
however you feel about it is personal to you, and there's nothing wrong with
Mm-hmm.
how you feel about it.
No.
However you feel about it. And
Yeah.
you can talk about it with your friends or, you can talk about it with your parents. And I think all of that is okay and it doesn't define you. And, a lot of comments I get on my Instagram is this doesn't define you and this and I'm like, I know, but y'all don't know how to do social media. Like I
Yeah.
have to feed the algorithm here. So,
Yeah.
I have to keep posting the same thing and it's like
Mhm.
y'all don't know marketing, but like
No.
Yeah.
it doesn't I don't it doesn't define me in any way.
Yeah.
Um it's been an interesting journey
Mhm.
sharing because I get a lot of feedback that I've never been asked. I've never been asked questions on some of the things I've been asked and
What
it's
are some of
interesting.
those questions,
Um
if you don't mind me
no,
asking?
I don't. I don't. It's a lot of people they challenge my blackness a little bit
Yeah.
I
because
know. Yeah.
sometimes
They
I
do.
put I'm biracial and sometimes I put I'm black, and people don't like some people don't like that. They want me to either identify as I'm actually multiracial. I did my DNA, but
Mhm.
biracial is a word that people like.
Yeah.
But it's people of all races, genders, whatever. It's not just one type of person, but I've been
Mhm.
challenged on that, and I was like, interesting. I've never. It doesn't upset me. It's just something else to be like. That's an interesting thing
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
That's an interesting hill to die on. Is that the
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? That's an interesting thing to be upset how someone else identifies. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, like I get that too, like growing up like with white parents, like and how we speak and how we just conduct ourselves is like just like so different from like the stereotype. It's like we don't like fit into what their idea of being African American or black, whatever you want to call it is.
Yeah. And it's, I think as black women, black women of color, that might be something that we might always have to deal with our whole
Yeah,
life.
it's
Just
unfortunate. Yeah.
people love to kind of talk about us. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't mind, I like attention. You want to talk about me? Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's just how it is. And another question I think that I get a lot on the comments is just that it's not your identity, it's not your identity, and stop mentioning race, stop mentioning race. And on the surface, 100%, I don't walk around my
Mhm.
day-to-day life talking about race. I don't even really think about it. I just put out the questions that are not commonly, and the comments that are not commonly talked about. Those are the
Mhm.
stories that I post on my Instagram, and it is race based because not a lot of people have families that feel as
Mhm.
tight as mine that are we don't look alike.
Yeah.
And I think just the thought of that messes with people's minds because they're just not used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you talk about that, I always go back to because I had family members that would do whatever it took to have a child biologically instead of adopting. And I had a family member that said that they couldn't adopt. They didn't think that they could love a child that didn't come from them. And my biggest thing is you're married to a man that you have no biological
Yeah.
connection with,
Yeah.
and you love and you live with him forever, but you can't love a baby. It makes no
Yeah.
sense to me. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, when people say that, I'm like, you really need to think this through here because you're not biologically related to your husband
Yeah.
and you love him and want to stay with him forever. And it's a lot easier to fall in love with a baby.
I know. I think people say
Yeah.
that because maybe they have something
Have
deeper going
something
on.
entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I used to answer the adoptive family line when the agency first opened. And I'm like, don't take what you can't handle because that child deserves so much more, So if you have any issues with this or that or race or this, please just steer from whatever you have an issue with,
Yeah.
because those babies deserve to have the best life ever. But, parents are going to love them no matter.
Yeah.
So,
And it's
And
kind of like how your
honestly,
dad took that into consideration too,
yeah,
that he wanted you to feel connected, but also, you
yeah.
know,
the most important thing out of all of that was confidence because I
Mhm.
didn't have access to Black culture until I left for Texas because where I lived was not diverse. It was
Yeah,
diverse. It was
Utah's not really
diverse
diverse.
in like not diverse with people who look like me, you
mhm,
know? And because I had that confidence, that's what pushed me through life.
Yeah.
I found Black culture later in life, but the confidence is what kept my self-esteem high to go out into the world and explore.
Well, it sounds like your parents helped you know who you were. You
Yeah.
know who you are.
Yeah.
So, and they helped you develop that.
Yeah, sense of self.
Yes, sense of
Yeah.
self. So that in
Yeah.
any situation, you were good because you knew who you were.
And sense of self, actually, race is low on the totem pole of
Yes,
sense
it
of
is.
self.
It
It
really
is.
is.
Yeah.
It's really low on the totem pole of
Yeah.
that.
The last
And
thing that anybody really thinks about, I think.
Yeah.
When
It
you're
is.
thinking about yourself, I don't think about my race at all. I'm just me.
no, yeah, exactly. 100%. 100%. Yeah, it's so crazy how the constructs of our society have really, really gone the other direction.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy because we're not defined by 99% of the things that everyone says we should be defined by.
No.
No.
It's crazy. It's
It-
baffling.
Really weird it's even weird to me to even like see and like watch that that's how it is now. Like I fascinating really.
Yeah, yeah. But that, that getting to that level of seeing things in that way it's not common.
No, it's not.
It's easy for people to stay on that boxed type of thinking. It's more comfortable, actually. It's more comfortable for people to see you as something and label you than to see nuances.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I mean, I've been guilty of that in my passing thoughts before. I've thought that way. And I'm like, oh, that's a different way to think. Okay, let's get back to how I normally think. We're
Yeah.
humans. So
Yeah.
it's there's a lot of complexities with stuff like that.
A lot of layers.
There's a lot of layers and it's complex, and you have to be willing to open your mind, and you have to be willing to see somebody else's side, and that's
Yeah.
actually really a tall order for a lot of people.
Especially nowadays, it seems to be. People
It's
don't.
tough.
Yeah, people don't want to
Rough
see
out
the
there.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't want to see the other side.
Yeah.
You to go to their side,
Yeah, right.
whatever that is. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you coming on and sharing your story.
Absolutely.
It was amazing, and you're a terrific singer. And so we're gonna have to link your YouTube when we put this up.
Yeah. Where can people find you, hear more about you, hear your music? Any social
Um,
media?
And your
yeah,
cute,
so
so they can see your cute mom.
And
I
you and your
know.
mom, adorable.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
your videos are so cute.
So I've integrated like my whole life story pretty much with my music. So like if you just like Google Serafia and spell it correctly, everyone spells it weird. It's not S-A, it's Serafia. I have a website that's serafia.com. My Instagram is at Serafia. Everything else is Serafia Music. So if you type in Serafia Music, you'll get to my TikTok and um, my
YouTube.
YouTube. Everything else is just Serafia. So yeah.
Everyone's got to go check you out.
Yes, we'll be
Yeah.
sure to put all her links down below. Please go
Yes.
check her out. Her and her
Yeah.
mom are so cute. You need to go watch.
Adorable.
It's the best.
I know my little mom, and she comes to my shows too sometimes. And
Oh.
like people are like, "Where's your mom?" I'm like, people like you more than me.
Everyone comes to see your mom.
They come to see my mom. I'm totally okay with that. I'm totally okay.
Yeah.
She's
I
so
mean,
cute.
mom's the real star. You wouldn't be here where you were
I
without
I wouldn't
mom.
be here without my mama. I wouldn't even
No.
be doing half the stuff that I do now without my mama. So
Mm.
yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Give her mom all the recognition. She
Yeah.
deserves it. She's so sweet and so cute.
Absolutely. She doesn't even know how many people like her, to be honest. I told
I
her
saw
once.
that video of her. Yeah, you showed her the comments and she's just like, "Oh, wow."
She's like, "What is this?" She's like, "They keep going." I was like, "I know, Mom. Those are people commenting about you." And I still don't think she knows. I
Yeah.
think there's like maybe 15 million views or something altogether on all the platforms. She doesn't know. She doesn't know.
She doesn't know how famous she really is.
She doesn't. And I'm just like, I don't think I can tell her because then she'll be like, "What?
Yeah, she might freak out a
Get
little
that
bit.
camera out of my face." But
Yeah.
no, she knows. She
I don't want
knows.
that many people to know who I am.
Yeah, that's what she said. And I'm
Mm.
like, "Mom, it's okay. It's all right."
Yeah,
So,
talk her into it. She's like,
yeah,
no,
no, she has an idea, but she doesn't get social media
no.
that much. She doesn't
Yeah.
understand the comments. What? Like,
Yeah.
Like these are people talking to you, Mom. This is for
Exactly.
you.
They want to wish you well. They say
Yep.
happy birthday. It's so hilarious. I'm gonna take a selfie with y'all.
Oh,
Okay.
definitely.
Let me see.
Let's do a video. That'd be cute. What's the name of the thing again?
It's Act of Love
Active Love.
Adoption.
Hey there, with Act of Love, doing a
Hello.
podcast. Woo!
Hello, everybody.
What's up, y'all? I'm gonna post that on my Instagram if y'all don't mind.
Yeah,
Go
no,
right
be
ahead.
sure, and you can tag us too.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep, we're everywhere.
And we'll tag you and everything so everybody can find you. Put all her links down in the description.
Wow.
And thank you so much for coming.
Yes,
It's been
thank you.
Absolutely. Thank
Great.
you.
Yeah.
Y'all are awesome. It's nice to meet
Yeah.
you.
Nice to meet you too. Have a great week.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
bye.
Bye. Bye.